When I work with taxpayers who owe the IRS, two of the reasons that they are deathly scared are one, they don't want the IRS to come and clean out their bank account. Number two, they don't want to go to jail for not paying their back taxes. Do you fall into one of those categories? Well, in today's video, I am going to answer the question, can I go to jail for not paying my taxes? Before I get into that, if you're new here, my name is Timalyn Bowens, and I am America's favorite EA. As an enrolled agent, I'm licensed through the Internal Revenue Service to represent taxpayers in all 50 states. I'm also the owner of Bowen Tax Solutions, which is a virtual firm based in Louisville, Kentucky, and we specialize in stepping in taxpayers' shoes when they are fighting against the IRS. So back to our question, can you go to jail for not paying your taxes? The answer, quite frankly, is it depends. Typically, jail is reserved for those who have committed tax fraud or there's some type of criminal activity involved. Now, the IRS will use enforcement measures against you if there is no criminal activity involved, but those typically look like issuing a tax lien, which is filed with your county clerk's office, or they can issue a tax levy, which is where they do go in and clear out your bank account, or they go directly to your employer or whoever you're contracting with, and they can go ahead and garnish your wages and pay from them directly. Now, if you did file returns that were fraudulent, which means you had the intention of deceiving the IRS when filing those returns, that, my friend, could land you in jail. If you're in a situation like that now, for example, one of the main things we're seeing in the news are people being caught for PPP loan fraud. All right. If you were in that situation and you committed that type of fraud, there is a program where you could essentially turn yourself in and give that money back. We have the same type of situation with tax returns. If you've committed fraud on tax returns, you need to come clean. And yes, that does seem scary. And yes, you will get smacked with fines and you will owe the IRS. However, for me personally, I would much rather owe the IRS than owe the IRS and be sitting in a jail cell or even prison. So back to the question at hand. Can you go to jail for not paying taxes? Yes, you can if you've been involved in criminal or fraudulent activity. Can you go to jail for not paying taxes if you filed everything you needed to and you just couldn't pay? It depends on the level of negligence, but that's not going to be the IRS first resort. They actually want to work with you to help you set up an arrangement to make payments towards that debt. If you are in that situation right now, as I mentioned before, at Bowens Tax Solutions, we specialize in helping taxpayers set up those type of arrangements. We typically work with taxpayers who owe $100,000 or more, or they're actively being audited, or they are being levied. But if you do owe under $100,000, you can still book a call with us at bowenstaxsolutions.com. When you go to the website, there will be a book now button, and you will see a list of choices that you can choose from to book the appropriate call. I'd love to see if you're a good fit to work with me and my firm, but if not, I always say on my podcast, it may not be me that works with you, but make sure that you get the help that you need. Okay?